Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. So welcome to my channel, everybody. Hey, I have stuff to share with you. I got this box in the mail. I didn't expect it. I didn't get it until the evening because so many things that come in the mail, packages, I just stick them in my daughter's room, right? And this box was chocked full of the most wonderful things, and I am so honored and touched with this gift that I was given. I'm actually going to do two videos. I'm going to do a mail call on it that will load up immediately, so it'll be seen before this one, but I wanted to share it while I make this video because it's very, very special. So welcome to my channel. So Allie's Wonderland Creations. This is September 2023's Paper Pumpkin Alternative video number 18. Sorry, 18. So this was the kit that you could have made these 8 gift bags and these little cards to go with it. That's all I'm going to do on that. Though I do need to set this outside here. So I was messing with my label maker for I can tell you right now, 2 hours. I had to do, my grandson is in 4th grade, right? Hank, his colored pencils, his crayons, his scissors, and his pencils were stolen out of his cubby. So I went and I bought him all new stuff, except for the ruler. I had that in my desk. I bought 100 of these pencils. I labeled 25 of them. I'm not putting them all in his little box, but this I'm taking up to the school here. Couple of new glues, crayons. I even went so far, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I want to show you this. I labeled each and every crayon. Oh, yes, I did. And the inside of the box, I labeled the outside of the box. Oh, he's going to crack up when he sees this. So outside of the box, front of the box. I even have one on the inside of the box, and you know it. Every pencil is labeled with my label maker. I should have rubbed them down. I just got tired. That took me forever today. So that's what most of my day was spent doing. And then I'm like, oh, I could do a new sign for my, I got to put this up there. I could do a new sign for my whiteboard. And then I had to move my camera, figuring it all out. So you want to see what I got? Tammy. I cannot believe you sent me this huge box. So I can't get the box in camera. But the best I'm saving for last. So I have this bag in here, right? And I got to get out all these other things. This. Wait till you see this. I am so excited. All of my little tiny scraps. Oh, I need a whole container to do this up with. And then, oh, hold on. All right. So, in bag number 1, we have new reverse tweezers. Oh, look at those, right? And look at this, guys. You imagine the shaker bits this will do? Absolutely unbelievable. Wow. Fall color. So I'm going to have to do another shaker card with this paper pumpkin. I don't think I've done one yet. Oh, but I am going to. So goodie bag number 1. This is staying on my desk right there. But you guys got to see this. Look at this. I didn't even know they made this. You can make, look at those. So I can open them all the way now. I was so excited. My husband was like, who is this? He was like, people don't just send stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, Russ, I'm not kidding. Look at this. My daughter was like, Mom, this isn't for me. I'm like, I didn't even look at it. Can you imagine? You wouldn't need to buy any shaker bits because you could make your own. I was like floored. So I need to get a container. So these will be going into my little drawer where all my goody little punches are. So let me set this aside. I don't know if you guys are ready. this will give you a hint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, this is my favorite. I'm going to be opening this one up. My Dear Watson. I think that's the cutest little name. So these are Scentsy little bits, smelly goods that go into one of these. Now, I did not have one of these at all. So I am like beyond myself, but you have to see how beautiful this is. Let me get it out here. These are, it's called the Fisher Center for Alzheimer's Research Foundation. And these are forget-me-nots. And this thing is unbelievably gorgeous. Unreal. How beautiful this is. Look at this. Unbelievable. So this will be going in my living room. I've got my mother's little antique table. So this goes like so, right? I am like, I've got to put it in a spot where I know it will not get bumped. So this will be going in my house today. So let me set this somewhere very safe. But the best part of all, and it made me cry, okay? Because it says, Allie, forget-me-nots is used. I have 2 of them, as one was my mom's, and I want you to have it. And this forget-me-nots is more than just, it means so much, Tammy, that you would give me this. Having, you know, you bought one for yourself and your mom. And I know it's for Alzheimer's, but forget-me-nots, you never forget the ones you love and lost. Okay. Didn't want to do that. Anyways, so I cannot believe what I got. I was just so floored. And I still am. I really am. Touched beyond means. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So, okay, deep breath. Let's get on with, I want to get on with our card we're going to make. So, wow. Okay, let's see what we're doing. We are on video number 18. Let's do this. So, what are we using? Well, we're using another one of my pre-made card bases, meaning one I bought from the store. It is kind of flimsy. I didn't cut anything for the back, but I'm going to have to do that. So, our card base is 5 3/4 by 11.5, scored at 5 3/4, and its coordinating envelope. I'm going to set that aside. Then we have, I know you guys really can't read this because of the pencil. I am using this bit of trash bit from this in the kit. Okay, and I've started cutting it, and then I was like, oh, what am I doing? I need to wait. So we're going to finish cutting this down, and then I'm going to use almost this whole piece of the bag for the card. So I'm using a bit of that bag from the kit. Layer number 1 is Lost Lagoon, and it is 5.5 by 5.5. And then I used both of these hexagon outlines from Heartfelt Hexagons. This is a new stamp set that's on an online stamp, and it will be used for Stamping Up's what do you call it? World Card Making Day. So, and I'm using the punch that coordinates with it. But what I did do is, I told you guys I don't do a lot of embossing, but I did emboss this one. So I actually did 3. I'm like, why bother to do 1 when you can do multiples? So I have this done in gold embossing. And if you've never done embossing, all you need is some Versamark. I have some really old Gold Glory Stampin' Up! Embossing powder. I use just a coffee filter here because nobody drinks coffee in my house that use a coffee pot that would take this. She has an espresso machine and Versamark, and all I did was stamp my ink. I stamped my stamp on the Versamark, stamped it onto the paper, and then I sprinkled a whole bunch of this embossing powder on it, tapped it off, and then I used my heat gun to do that. So I repeated that process like, well, 3 times, and then I did it again. And this is from the envelope from those little card bases in our kits, and I did 2 of them. This one I pushed too hard and it smeared the outline image, but I can still get this cut out and use it, so I'm going to keep that. But this one came out okay. It's not perfect, but it's going to work, and we're going to use both of those. And I have another hexagon to go with the white. This is just flimsy, cheap cardstock for the printer. And then we are using, see, there's my hexagon. We're using the 2 pumpkins and the leaves as they are. I'm not going to do any surgery on those, but I'm also bringing back the Forever Fern, and we're going to use this one that we've used so much. So let's, oh, and also thankful for friends like you. This is from the 2019 August paper pumpkin, and happy Thanksgiving. Probably this one for the envelope, probably the inside, knowing me. This is from Banner Gear, which is retired set. So I think I covered everything. So I need to we need to get this gold bit done. Like I said, this is what it looked like. Maybe I'll use some of those too. So did it go like this? This one went here, and this one went here. You can see where I got the circle from, but I'm using almost all of this for this card. So here we go. We are going to, let me see how this was working. We are covering our whole card base here, like so. And I need to bring it, one of these was bigger than this one. I cut it too hard, so we're going to do this one, and then we're going to turn it this way, so we have more here and more here for the outside and the bottom. So let's get this glued on, and then we'll do the final trimmings because I was having a difficulty cutting it down. I'm looking for my glue bottle. I had to readjust my camera stand. So what I'm going to do is just go around here. Let me figure out how far down I need to go. Right about there on both sides. Because this I have to still cut. But this we are going to go down this way. Don't ask me how I came up with this, just it popped in my head. So I'm okay with everything this way is now, but you're going to see there's this tiny edge. And I'm just going to hand snip that off, but I do need to hold it together. And I'm just laying my scissors next to it. My husband's coming outside. So there's that. Now we're going to move to this edge, this edge where it's wider. And I need to cut a piece to go from here to here. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to mark, because I just want it to butt up against each other. And you're not going to see it because I'm going to use some ribbon on it. Yep. So you will not, I need a pencil, but I do need that. So we want to right there and right there. And now I'm going to get that guillotine back out here and cut this off. We can see what it measures like, but looks like it's practically just 1 inch. We're going to cut it at 1 inch. Let me get rid of that. And then we'll fussy cut it again. So this one now is going to butt up just like so. Perfection. All right. Yes, this piece is getting much more glue on it than the rest. And there is a reason for that. It's easy now that I got it cut where it needs to be. Oh my gosh, that worked out terribly perfect. So where are those new little reverse tweezers? Those would be so helpful. They're nice and thin tips, which the other ones are really. I'm going to lift this up to put a little glue in there. That worked nicely. All right, so I told you ribbon's going to go on there, but not yet. Not yet. No, 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 no. Our next layer is going to be, look at this. See, you're not even going to see it, but all the way around the card, we're going to put ribbon in that spot. So this now is going to go on with dimensionals quite a bit. So let's just go ahead and cut up the edge bits, and we can get those used right now because I'm going to need quite a bit because this is a large piece. So the edge pieces are better, I think. So there's some. And I don't need to go completely around. I can skip a little bits. There. This bit can go here. Next section can go there. I can fill in the gaps too. So there's a piece. And let's get to work on this piece. I thought about trying to do a live thing, but then my camera for my YouTube live is hooked to my computer, and I moved my computer and the cameras are not hooked up, and I promised my husband I would not bug him today. He's like, I'm taking the day off. I'm like, okay. So after all the stuff we did yesterday, he's like, if I do all this today, I'm taking the day off. I'm like, okay, you can do that. He's like, you're not going to come bug me. I'm like, no, not till the afternoon. It's not afternoon yet. No. I'm going to let him be. He took a bad fall off of the ladder. He was in a storm, rainstorm, up on the, trying to get on the roof. He didn't make it. Like, why are you doing that? And he was doing it while nobody was home, which was not a good thing. I can tell you guys a funny little story. With he doesn't think it's so funny, but my daughter and I do. This was back in probably like either right before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving last year. And let me see. Nope, that's not going to work. Don't you dare. It's really sticking to the gold. Don't do it. I need you off of the gold. You're not in the right spot. this may not work out. That is really stuck to the gold. Let's get this side up because that's gonna, it's tearing my paper. Boy, it is really stuck to the gold, guys. Okay, so the story. I'm laid up in bed because I had just had, you know, the surgery on my arm. And my husband we had a leak on the roof and he had to get up there and fix it. And it's storming mad outside. And he's like, hey, look, listen, if I'm stomping on the roof, you know, come check on me. He's like, because I might need, you know, what if something happens? I'm like, okay. So he's up there for like an hour, guys. And I hear all this pounding and stomping and everything on the roof. And I'm thinking, well, he's not yelling for me. So he just might be checking, you know, spots in the roof. So I'm just trying to fix where it tore my paper, trying to get this up. That did not go well, by the way. Okay, this is where... Anyway, so he's up on the roof and he's up there and he's just stomping away and making all kinds of ruckus. And my daughter comes in. She's like, what is up with Dad? And I was like, I do not know. I said, you know, he told me that, you know, if he makes some noise, you know, he may need something. I said, but he's just stomping around like he's testing the roof. And honestly, that's what I thought it was. So, you know, it's really a bad storm. I don't hear him yelling or anything. My daughter and I are in there chit-chatting away, and she's in my room. And next thing we know it, you know, 20 minutes goes by, and he comes in, and he is soaked, and he is mad. He is really, really mad. And he's like, nobody could come check on me. I'm making all that noise. And I'm like, no, I thought you were just, you know, checking the roof for weak spots. He was like, the ladder fell. I couldn't get off the roof. Oh, and I'm laughing. I'm like, the ladder fell? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm up there stomping away trying to get somebody's attention. He's like, I told you to come check on me if you heard some noise. I said, I figured I'd hear you yelling. He's like, I was yelling. I'm like, I never heard a thing. So I didn't hear one thing from him except all the stomping he was doing. Guys, I'm having issues trying to figure out how to get this in the center with all these dimensionals. It would have been easier to glue this thing straight down. So let's see. All right. That's as good as that's going to get. I should have put some more in the middle. I don't think I put any in the middle, but I've got my nice gold border. So next we need this piece, and we need to, anyway, so he still brings that up every time. And I'm like, why would you go on the roof, you know, without somebody outside with you nowadays? So he had to jump off of the roof, use the covered area of the porch to catch himself, and then get onto the porch. It was quite, you know, I'm like, it's a good thing, you know, you were able to manage. He's like, yeah, I would have been left up there all night long. I'm like, no, you know, eventually we would have gone, sent somebody to go check on you. Okay, so we're going to cut this flap off first thing. And I think a drop of my drink got on it. Condensation from my cup this morning. That's still going to have to just... I got it a little cockeyed. And then we're going to go ahead and cut. I really need to fold this. Give it a nice little crease. Cut those off. All right. And these are all good bits to save. I'm going to keep those. Trying to figure out where to put them. And now the problem is how to get this open. So I need this to be 5. I want this side of it. I need it to be 5 by 5, which 5 is right there. So I'm just going to, nope, I'm going to cut it open. Instead of cutting it with my scissors, I'm going to do like I do the envelope. So cut it there, open her up, put her in here. Now I have 2 pieces, really big pieces. So that one's going to go over there. I need this piece to be 5 by 5. So here's 5. And I think it's already 5, if I'm not mistaken, or it's close enough to it. That will work. So I'm going to take a hair off because it is like in between that 8th mark and the 5. That should be nice and square. This little piece I am keeping. You know me, I'm going to keep it. So this we are going to stamp onto. So I'm going to get my, let's see, I've got plenty of scrap paper here. And this is where we're going to do this stamp in crumb cake. So there is a line here on this paper. It's got those 2 lines. I want those. Let me see if they line up with where, actually that will work. So these are going to be at the bottom because my ribbon is going to go right through there. So we can take this out, and you know I'm going to put things on here to guess where I want to stamp. So my hexagon, I know from me laying it out, like, I don't think that's set. Hold up. I'm going to turn my little heat gun on. It doesn't look like that little area got heated. It didn't. It had a flat look to it, so now it's heated up properly. So there's my hexagon. My pumpkins are going to go there. I like the look of all of them, and I'm going to put the leaf like so. And then my ribbon's going to run there. So my little leaves here, which are just going to add, I want some, let's see, I think I want some here and I want some down there. So let's get it in place. I want, and stamp it down. This is going to be covered by my pumpkins. Pumpkins, leaf. Just a rough estimate. And so I want, I think some like so. Yes, right there. So hold that. Make sure I get all of my leaves this time. So pumpkin, leaves, and I'm going to need a little here. So we could turn it this way. I want to get more leaves for my buck, so I'm going to do it this way right there. I wish this had done it. So next we're going to go around some more. So I'm going to come in this direction, and then I'm going to come straight here, up, down, and I'm going to do a little bit of one right there, and I think that will look really great. Nope, this little corner down here to me needs a little bit. So that all being said, let's stamp the envelope now, because we can't leave it, you know, unfinished at all. There's just none of that. None of that today. So there, and in the middle. Then we're going to do some here And here, I think we're going to go all the way down. I like that a lot. And up to where you're going to put your mark. So there's our envelope. We could go all the way around, but we're not doing that. So now I need a piece for the inside, which let's see if this is going to be. I need a piece that's not it. What about this piece? Nope. So I need another piece. I need two pieces actually, because I forgot to do these. So I need one piece that is 5.5 by 5.5 and another piece that is 5 by 5. So let's do the 5 by 5 in white. And I will tell you, this is not Stampin' Up! White. This is just some cheap stuff for the printer, which I don't ever use the printer anymore because the ink is too expensive. I go to the library, but we want to stamp on that piece right now. We want to do it now. So we're going to stamp that there. We're going to stamp some up in the other corner. And then we're going to stamp thankful for friends like you. And then happy Thanksgiving to boot. And that's why you use Stampin' Up! Cardstock. But sometimes I use what I have on hand. So we're done stamping, but I do need, unfortunately, to get another piece of Lost Lagoon out and cut this as well because I forgot. And that card base I have, you guys, is like really super thin. It's really, really bad. So I said we needed it 5.5. No, 5. We can do 5.25. 5.25 by 5.25. I just have more scraps now of the lagoon. That's all. Can always use those up, but I want these to go on the inside of our card base. If I could, you guys, why is it that I can never find? Oh, it's because I'm looking for white and it's gold in Lost Lagoon. A big old X and a dot, 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 dot. So now we're going to put that on the inside of our card. And then we're going to put our ribbon on. And that's that retired craft taffeta ribbon I have, which goes so pretty with these. And I love that I'm using up some of the stuff I already have. So there we have, oops, hand sanitizer time. By the way, if you have a glass mat like this, you can use a glass cutting board. Cleanup is a whiz. I had all the sticky stuff on here. I took a razor blade. I think I stuck the razor blade in my little dish here. And everything just comes off. A little hand sanitizer works too. So now this is going down and then our ribbon. And this is just going to get glued straight down because everything else is going to be on dimensionals, dot, 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 better X than that. So now the ribbon, beautiful, beautiful ribbon. And this is not going to get a bow, but it is going to go, it's going to be connected over here. Hold on. No bow. It's just going to get connected here. And that way it's going to be underneath the pumpkin. I mean, I could make a bow and stick on there if I want, but I want a little bit of tear tape, I think, to secure it. This came with the paper pumpkin, might as well use it. So I want some, have to make sure it's right there covering my line. There. And my big old pumpkin's going to come in there. And I'm going to add a glue dot just to secure the rest of the little bit of ribbon, because I don't think I need to cut that at all. I can just leave it there. Okay, so pumpkin time. So pumpkin number one, our leaves are going to go like so. Pumpkin number two is going to go right there. Absolutely love this. Yes, yes, yes. And then that is going to come in there. I could also add a little bit of gold. Let's see. I told you, remember, if you remember in the one video, I said, oh, I could wrap the old Stampin' Up! Gold on that little tube. I sure did. So do I want to add that? I do. I do want to add that. Sometimes it's nice to look. I bought all this stuff so many years ago with Stampin' Up! And I was so reluctant to use it because if I didn't use it, you know, I was afraid if I used it, I wouldn't be able to have it when I wanted it. But then what's the point of buying it? It was like, what was I thinking? Hoarding all of this stuff. So we're going to put another piece of tear tape down. No bow, just this extra little bit. It really doesn't want to come up right now. There we go. Trying to get it to be in the middle. Wow. Might help if I get it actually on the tape, right? Might help better. I really do like that. Now I can snip off that little bit because there's plenty on there. Ooh. Now we get the pumpkin time, right? So we know we're going to need dimensionals again. A triangle for our pumpkin. We can use that little bit. This piece needs to go in first to get the others situated. I like it right there. So this is going to come in, let's see. I'm going to bring that down a bit. Like right there. Okay, 2 on this one. Or just this long piece will do. We can just do that right there. And this little one is going to come in right here. So we only need one down here because the rest is going to get glue on it. Right here, glue. Yes. Okay, so told you we needed to punch this one. I saved that. So I used both borders for this punch. These are the bits coming off. We need to glue this one to this one. And then we need to cut this one apart. So guillotine time again, because I would like to get it somewhat straight. Somewhat straight. Not asking for perfection, just somewhat straight line. And you know what we're doing. We're gluing half on one edge and then half on the other. With a little bump of color in there. And this is also going to go on dimensionals. Make sure those edges are edge to edge. It's just extending it, making it a larger focal point. A lot of dimensionals on this card. So 1, 2, 3. I can't believe I'm going to put 6 on this card, but I am. Wondering if I should put a bit in there. We're going to stick 1 in there. Can't believe I put that many for one little piece. But I don't want no saggy bits. And with the front being real flimsy stuff and there being a gap, don't always do it, but I think it needs it because it is so big. So do not go down until I'm ready. There. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And that little gold bit is it needed that. It really did. And we need the wink Stella. Then I have to go to the library to print stuff off. Maybe I'll take my grandson with me. My daughter asked me to pick him up. We're going to do a little border right around the edge. And we're not. We need our little sparkly bits. And this time, I think, no, I really wish I had more of these. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And yes, we're using the large ones. This is a large card. Large card. These are so sparkly and so pretty. Don't like that one. Will you come up safely? Yes. So 1, 2. It just needs more spacing. We'll put it right there. Better, better, better. Oh, definitely needed this because now it's sturdy. It's not like flimsy like it was. And the envelope is, told you, we're going to use Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to stamp this on the envelope, but we're going to stamp that in Moss Lagoon. Because we can, right? And it'll stand out. Now she's done. Now she's done. I am so pleased with this card. I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys like it enough to let me know what you think. Oh, just so pretty. I do love it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I invite you to please come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now.